Hey guys, welcome back to another Wixo, and today we are going to be doing some, let's just say, Wixo-y stuff. Okay, anyway, so the first thing I think we should do is some new countries, because that sounds fun now, doesn't it? So we are going to put a new country right in here, and it is going to be a nice violet, and it's going to be forming in Brittany. And it is going to expand to this extent. And now we are going to give it a capital city because it does not have any. So let's just get their capital stuff ready in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now, next thing we're going to do is this cool transition. I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Wait, what? And boom. We have got the brown team to its provinces. Okay, we have not. That's sad. Okay, now we did. So that's great. So let's move into the next event. Guess what? There's gonna be some more expanding. And it's gonna be in this German part of the Polish part of Europe. So these countries around it are going to start exploring this unexplored land as anyone would until Poland is completely explored. Speaking of more exploring, the Pink Dutch team has found itself some land over here that it could definitely explore. So it is going to send some explorers into Sweden, and eventually they bump into a whole lot of lakes, as everyone knows that Sweden has a whole lot of lakes. And eventually they stop at this area. They went into Norway, but there's just a lot of mountains over there, and they didn't feel like doing that. Anyways, before we get into actually some actual things, let's do a little bit more exploring, shall we? This is our map, and so there, exploration. So we got some exploration in Spain, more exploration in England, and some exploration into Russia, and just a lot of exploration in general. Anyways, let's get to our first political thing, shall we? The gold team. So, in previous episodes, you have noticed that the gold team has been pretty strong. However, there has been a separatist movement in this country for a few 10 years or so, and that toll that is finally being held on effect for this. This mint country has risen up against the gold team in search of, well, breaking free. These rebels appear on these few parts and provinces. And do you know what happens? The gold team is not gonna allow this. Now are they? So, you know what happens? Civil war. Ooh, scary. Anyway, the mint team, they are gonna push into the gold team. What do you mean green? And they are surprisingly strong. You wanna know why? The Circle Alliance is funding it. Gasp. Ooh, gasp. There's also another reason. A lot of the military of the gold team is on these guys' side. So, these guys are kind of destined to win. Let's see the war. As the mint team keeps pushing in to the gold team, they capture this major city. And then suddenly they get stopped. There's a huge defensive line right here. Mainly because well, there's mountains over here. These are the edge of the mountains, where there's actually, like, good fighting here. And then there's just, like, a majority of the troops over here. But they forgot about this area. They didn't forget about it, but it's still fighting strong. Let me get this square out of the way. Now, this Greek area country is going to capture this major city while also encircling it. And you know who also joins this war? The Lime Team. The Lime Team is going to join the war against the Gold Team. The Lime Team is gonna push in to the Gold Team and capture this major city. Now, they can't really get very much further because, well, they only have this little area, so you know what they do? They invade through the puppet state. Okay, Green Team, I get you. The Green Team is just going on the offensive and just absolutely destroying this team. With major help from their two allies, of course. If it was just them and these two, the Gold Team would mainly have a chance. They would actually beat them, because they have done that. Soon after, this color team joins. The olive team joins against the Gold Team. They push in through this little crevice here, and they're just... and the Gold Team is kind of just screwed here, with a bunch of forces and stuff happening. Well, normally they would surrender, but they're like, we will fight until we can't fight anymore. Speaking of which, they have a really good defense system on their capital province, but it doesn't matter because the Greek islands area has just fallen to the rebels. And soon after, the walls of the city got breached. There's a humongous siege on the city, and even a naval invasion, which was not very easy to do, landed them over here. And soon after, the capital gets taken. So, leaving the Orange Team no choice to surrender. So let's see the peace treaty on the Orange Team. And so this is how that peace treaty turned out. So there's 3 new countries, speaking that there's 3 places that the rebels started. It's this new yellow country, this deep orange country, and this tan Greek country. So that's that war. Let's see the next thing that happens. So in this area, there is going to be a terrible hurricane that happens in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Now this hurricane is gonna start here, and eventually it's just barely gonna dodge the blue country, but it slams directly into this country right here. And something really terrible happens when it does that. When the hurricane is in the land, it starts to flood everything. It starts to flood everything here. And a bad thing about this is it sank 2 really populated cities in this country. And now, soon after that gets sank, there is a ton, it just gets shorter and shorter until it floods India completely into an island, completely removing like half of that. And this is how the map ends up to look. Now, of course, the pinkish red team, the salmon team, they're gonna be completely horrified in what they just witnessed in their land. They are going to, like, they're gonna send messages to, like, a bunch of their neighbors, saying, like, bro, like, half of our country just got flooded by a massive storm. It's like, oh, geez, dude, here's some money and stuff. Like, thank you, bro, thank you so much, bro. Thank you, bro. So, the salmon team, they are going to explore what happened in this flood region. So they're going to send some explorers to go do that. So, the explorers that they sent have realized that there was a whole bunch of land that they could have conquered, but now it's all underwater. And they are not very happy about that. So they start to continue to push to this area until they find another piece of land, which then they cross the small river into. So now they split off into two groups, one that searches the mainland and another that searches this island that used to not be an island. Eventually, they decide to stop expanding, and they were like, you know what, this is a good idea to start a country here since we are already on this island. As they're talking about making a new country, previous one up here is just going back to tell the countries on things that they saw and stuff like that. Speaking of which, the country that they make is this very minty color country, and they are going to make their country just this one big island here, and hope that they don't get colonized. That definitely won't happen, though. Wink, wink. It's been a few years, and this is how the map looks now. Of course, there's a way more bigger cities, and because that's what happens over time. Now this country has a few cities, but hasn't chosen one to be their capital yet. So they have an idea. They decide to make for there to be two capitals. Right there and right here. They will both be part of the same country, it's just going to be two different parts. Kind of like Austria-Hungary, but it will actually work because they actually are from the exact same ethnic group. Sorta. This side is from mainly the pinkish team, and this side is from mainly this salmon team, but they are in good terms, and they're basically the exact same thing. So there we go. That is the divide between this country and this country. Now, another thing that's going to happen is the blue team. The blue team is deciding, hey, how about we make a way that we could easily trade with other countries? How about let's build a road? So that's what they do. So the blue team is going to start making this road, and it's going to cross through a few major cities of theirs, and they're going to work with a lot of countries to make this. Now, they are going to work with this colored country, and you know what they're going to do? They are going to drain water. They're going to build two big walls here to drain water from. Let's see that. This is what it looks like when after they successfully drain the ocean. So they decide to split it like so. we'll just see some minor expansion. Nothing too exciting, I'd say. But it's gonna happen. So, the salmon team, they are going to expand into these regions here. To up to here, and they're just gonna claim all that. Now, the more that their explorers go into here, their claimers anyway, the more it's just painful, and they just think about the walk back. And they're like, you know what? Why don't we just make a country over here? So they stop claiming, and they go over here, and they make a country. It's this light blue thing, and it goes across this pretty large river. Very large river country. So basically, what country is this? I'm sorry from the people over here. I need to remember. What is this? I know the flag. It's green and red dot. Does it start with a B? You know what? You guys can just get mad at me in the comments or something. That is what they're gonna look like. They do not have a capital, but it is gonna be right over here, and that's gonna be its capital because it just has to be. Boom. Okay, so I hope that was a pretty eventful episode, and I hope the video quality is better. And I just want to thank you guys for 500 subscribers. I know I did make a post about it when I got 500 subscribers. And I just want to thank you guys, and I want y'all to like and subscribe. And if you like, then I could get more views on this video. Please, guys, subscribe too. I want to get to 600 subscribers and maybe 1,000 by 2026. Well, like June 2026. That is definitely possible if you guys just like subscribe and watch my videos and like it. Please, please, bro, please. And also send my channel to people you may think will kind of like this or not. Just send it to them either way and get them to subscribe, please. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you subscribe. And what do you mean? Okay. Goodbye, guys. Have a good day. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys.